And today I want to show you how to bake cookies. There are so many different techniques, but I go with the most basic ones for the beginner cookier. So if you are one that have never baked cookies before, please check out our recipes on sweetsfromthesoul.com. Let's get baking. When I began baking, I didn't have a lot of money to put into things, and I really didn't want to spend a lot of money to buy expensive mats and so forth. So I just started with the basics, and now 6-7 years later I'm still using just the basics. This is just a silicone mat that I bought at one of the local stores. It has held up very well and made very many dozen cookies with it. I cover my dough with a piece of wax paper to keep it from sticking to the rolling pin. Speaking of rolling pins, this is just a wooden rolling pin that belonged to my mother, so nothing fancy at all there. So that my cookies roll out to a uniform thickness, I use 2 paint stirrers. I got this idea from Hanny or Hani on YouTube. She uses the basics as well, and so this has been very good as a rolling guide. 2 sticks together gives you a perfect 1/4 inch cookie. I also have an assortment of cookie cutters that are available at Sweets from the Soul. Today we're going to be making cookie sticks. Our cookie stick cutter cuts out 4 cookies at a time, so it should go pretty quickly. I also just use basic pans. These are small, but 2 of them fit into my oven perfectly. They're light colored because dark color tends to make your cookies brown on the bottom much quicker, and they don't cook as easily as equally through. And so I just use parchment paper on top to give it a nice finish on the bottom of the cookie. I have my dough that has been chilled in the refrigerator for a little while, and so let's go ahead and get out about half of that to use to begin our cookies. Probably not even half. I think I'm just going to start with about 1/4 of that batch of dough. Normally 1 batch of dough will make about 3 dozen cookies depending on the size. Now I'm going to go ahead and knead my dough a little bit just to get it working very well. This camera keeps slipping down. Let's see if I can get it to stand back up a little bit better. There we go. So I just want to knead it just a little bit. You don't want to knead it too much because that will make your cookies extra tough. Covering it with my wax paper. Press it out a little bit. Place your rolling guides on the side and roll it out. Making sure that your rolling pin stays on those rolling guides, and you can move them down as you go. Now, I always take and roll it in the middle of the rolling pin as well, so it has a more even effect. Once you feel like you have your dough out straight, you peel back the wax paper, and you're ready to go. With this one, we're going to start with our cookie sticks. And then I believe I can actually use some of these other ones as well. Let's see. Yep, I can get 1 more in there. I'm using some fairly large ones today. Normally I try to do a few of the smaller ones as well. Now to take it off of your mat and onto your cookie sheet, you'll just roll your mat back and roll the cookie onto your hand. You don't want to pull on it too much because that will change the shape of your cookie. Same thing goes with your cookie sticks. You don't want to move those around much because you're going to get them all uneven if you do. I'll show you a little trick once I get those onto the pan. Now, even with your best efforts there, you are going to have some that are not quite straight. So what I'm going to do now is just take my cake knife and just straighten those back up with my cake knife to make sure they're not off at an angle. Okay, and that looks good. A little bit of extra dough there, we'll pull that off. Now all of those sticks are straight and aligned and they'll bake up really well. Okay, I do still have some cookie dough left. So I usually just roll it one more time. I don't want to, again, knead it too much because that will make your cookies tough in the end. So we're just gonna roll that in just a little bit and roll it back out again. That's why I normally start with a smaller amount of dough when I'm rolling out my cookies so that I don't have so much left over. Okay. And I think we can get, let's see, I need one of these as well. You want to be able to put them on where you can use just the right amount of pressure for it. Now, I don't have anything, I could get maybe one more cookie stick out of it. Yep, I can. Okay, and again, I'm just going to roll those back and place them on the cookie sheet. Now I'm going to take that dough, pick up a little bit more of our dough from our batch here, and that way I can work this dough back into what I have there. Again, kneading it fully. Pressing it down so that we can get our guides on either side. We'll go ahead and give it a quick roll before I put my guides down, just to get them out of the way. Get one more set of cookie sticks, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in here, and that way all of those will bake evenly on my sheet. And then I'm also going to be making a turkey to go on my turkey platter today, so I'm going to go ahead and put that one in here as well. And we'll go ahead and add that to our baking sheet. Again, if your dough starts to get warm to where it's not rolling well, then pop it back in the refrigerator and let it get cold again. Straighten those up a little bit so they come out nice and even. You don't want crooked cookie sticks. And there we go. And we have our first pan ready to go in the oven. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting these out, and then we'll be ready to bake. Now, while our cookies are baking, I go ahead and wash my mats and my cookie cutters. I use just lukewarm water to wash the mats and the cookie cutters, and they will last for years and years of use. Simply rinse. And lay it out to dry. same thing goes with my cookie cutters. These are made out of PLA, which is a plastic that is not heat resistant. So I simply fill my sink with lukewarm water, place the cutters in, move them around, and then I'm able to wash them thoroughly. I never leave these cookie cutters, even the metal ones, in my sink. The metal ones are prone to rust if you don't go ahead and get them out right away. And so I'm simply rinsing with lukewarm water. That and a good dishwashing detergent is all you need to get all of the grease and cookie dough off of your cutters. Now, as the cookies are ready to come out of the oven, they're going to have to cool. They've baked for about 8 minutes at 375 degrees. Now, we notice that there are some puffy places in our cookie dough. This is a fondant smoother, and so I'm just going to simply go over the tops of each of our cookies, smoothing out those lumps. I don't want any lumps on the top of my cookies when I get ready to ice them. Especially if we're going to use stencils, that will make it very difficult to get a smooth stencil layer. And there we go. And I'm just going to let them sit there and cool for just a few minutes. Thank you for watching today. I thoroughly enjoyed being with you. Check out the rest of our videos in the Beginning Bakers series. The next one to watch will be preparing and bagging our Sweets from the Soul Royal Icing. Thank you, and we'll see you soon at sweetsfromthesoul.com.